In this video, you will get an idea about how you can gain the skills that are required in a career in software engineering. By following these 4 steps, you can dramatically accelerate your learning phase. You will be able to reach a good level in a matter of months and can start applying for jobs. All these tips are from my personal experience. I started from a mechanical engineering background and taught myself the skills of software engineering by following these ideas to end up being a professional software engineer. Step 1. Online courses on creating software or apps. For many people, programming can be boring at first for understandable reasons. Traditionally, it hasn't been taught keeping a non-technical person in mind. Rather, most programming books or classroom courses assume that the reader already has a decent amount of interest in programming and can go on reading through a book or a course without getting bored at all. But humans do get bored without a solid goal or purpose. But many books or courses don't define an eventual goal well enough. However, if you take a course and you know beforehand what you will eventually build by the end of the course, then you will have extra incentive. You will learn some programming concepts along the way, as well as end up having something to show by the end of the course. For example, say you are taking a course on HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and say you know before taking the course that you will learn how to build a game similar to Candy Crush. This will incentivize you not only to start learning, but also help you keep going when things get a bit hard along the way. It is easy to give up on something if you don't have a clear idea what the price is. So after establishing the importance of learning with a purpose, let's talk about where to start on this. So one of the easiest ways to get started is through online courses. And there can be many sources of this. So for example, Udemy, Udacity, YouTube or MOOC. I can talk a bit more about Udemy from my personal experience. So before taking a course, you can see its promo videos. And if it mentions what you will be eventually building by the end of the course, then it might be worth taking that course, especially if that eventual result interests you. And one good thing about Udemy is that the videos are usually not too long. So even if you are busy working during the day, you can still make some progress for the day by spending just 10 minutes. The short videos make you focus on one concept at a time without getting too overwhelmed. Step 2. Hackathons. If you are in a position where you feel comfortable with at least one programming language and have successfully built an application or website or software or something from scratch, then you can search for hackathons to attend. Hackathons are events or competitions where hundreds of students or programmers gather to form groups of 3 to 4 to prototype a software or application of their choice over 24 to 36 hours. This is a great experience because you get to learn a new technology or practice what you know in a meaningful way. You get a chance to interact with many talented programmers and learn how to work as a team to build a product. In real-life software engineering, this will come handy. There are also technical workshops which are held during the hackathons. This will introduce you to what new technology is coming up and how to use them to your advantage. The up-to-date cutting-edge technologies will only make you a more versatile programmer. And also, companies sponsor hackathons to hire. So this is a good chance to make yourself visible in the eyes of potential recruiters of tech companies. And some sponsoring companies put up their own technical challenges, which you may choose to do as your product during a hackathon. And that way you will significantly enhance your chances for a future interview if you do well. So to start off, you can start looking into the hackathons listed in mlh.io. This will show you a list of hackathons in various universities. Otherwise, simply Google to find hackathons happening in your area. Just don't be shy to apply to take part in these hackathons, regardless of your programming knowledge. Most of them do encourage a wide variety of people to take part. Step 3. Meetups and events. If you are living in a relatively modern area, then chances are that there is a community of software engineering people around your area or somewhere not too far. So from time to time, they might organize events, talks, meetups, workshops centered around their choice of technology or programming language. So the aim of these events is to share knowledge among each other, attract more people to their technology, and expand network of people around that area. So you can find meetups by going to meetup.com. Also searching for Facebook groups in Facebook would be a good idea. And as always, simple Google searching something like JavaScript meetups near me will give you a list of options for you. It is important, especially while you're starting out, to go to at least some of these meetups or talks. So attending a talk will increase your knowledge and at the same time will give you a chance to reach out to more experienced programmers who can help you in your future learning process. Step 4. Find a mentor. If you're aiming to achieve something, then it is always a good idea to be guided by someone who has achieved it himself. And software engineering sector is no exception in this regard. Your path to have a career in software engineering will become much easier and efficient if you can discuss and clarify any of your doubts by meeting someone in person. So a mentor can not only enhance your knowledge but also give practical tips regarding good practices while writing code. In this case, one can only learn these things by doing. Therefore, take time trying to find a person who is good at coding and also nice enough to spare a few minutes of his time to talk to you. One way I found my mentor is by going through tech meetups. So once you are in a tech meetup, never be shy of talking to the key speaker or anyone who seems to be nice as well as well established in the field. So remember, they were also beginners once. Also, don't forget to take their contact information such as email ID so that you can be in touch later and ask doubts via email. So that's it. These are my top 4 tips to get into software engineering as a beginner. Thank you.